Let's look at how we can create a material database file that we can load into a material linker and have all of our different materials available to us inside of Solaris. So Houdini 21 has added a new recipe to the material library node. So let's go ahead and drop that down. And if we come up to this little pan icon, we can click on that and click on this custom material catalog. And this is going to give us some nodes to drop down. And if you don't know what a material database file is, let's drop down that material linker and take a look at what that is. So here, if we come to this catalog tab, we have this default material catalog that comes with Houdini. And you can see that we have a bunch of different materials in here. We can also come to this cogwheel and open the Material X library, the AMD Material X library, and that's going to open that up. You can use those as well, or we can create our own, which is what this recipe is going to help us do. So it comes with this little note that's basically saying that it has this USD export ROP that's going to write out a USD file, as well as this little post render script that's going to create a database file for us. So that's all going to happen based off of what's in this material library node. So by default, we have this red plastic as well as this gold. So let's go ahead and make a copy of this. And let's make another one called blue plastic. Let's dive inside and let's set this just to be blue. And then we can drop down a Karma material builder, because these are just USD Material X builders, these default ones. And then let's call this one like marble. We can dive inside here, and I'm going to drop down a couple of different images that I have set up for this project file, just so that we have something to look at for an example here. So we'll load up this diffuse texture. Let's also load in that roughness, and I'll set this one to float. I'm not going to set this up super intense. I'm just going to wire in a couple of these. So we'll wire that into the specular roughness here. And that should be good enough for an example here. So we have that marble there. And then we have these configure primitives, which are going to point to our primitives. And then we have this interface, which is going to have this catalog parent path set, which is going to give us a folder path in our database. So by default, this is going to be set to this little grid layout with the thumbnails. We can also set this to be this tree layout, which is going to break them into their individual different folders, which is what these primitives are going to create. So this gold is going to be set into a folder called metal. This red plastic is going to be in one called toy plastics. So let's go ahead and just duplicate these. Let's come to our materials. Let's wire in this blue plastic instead of that red plastic. And we'll keep that in that same folder. And let's make another one here. And instead of that blue plastic, let's do this marble. And we'll call this marbles. Sure. And then we can take this and we can click Save to Disk. And what that's going to do is it's going to fire up a little render here that's going to go through each of our individual materials, and it's going to render a thumbnail out for them. And it's also going to create that database file for us. So this will take just a second to do. It does go pretty quick because they're just thumbnails, and I believe they're maybe embedded into the database file, but I'm not 100% sure about that. If you know the answer to that, let me know. I would think that they would embed in there so that you can transfer over the database file and all of your thumbnails and everything will be in there. But we can come to this material linker now once that's finished up. Actually, before we do that, let's look at what this has created. So this is our project folder. We have this USD folder that has been generated. It's got a materials folder inside of that, and in that it has this material database as well as a USDA file. So let's go ahead and load in that material database. I'll click accept here. And if I come to look at our catalog here, we have that marble, we have our blue plastic, the red plastic, and the gold. So if I drop in something like the shader ball, we can take this and can drag over, say, our marble, our blue plastic, and our red plastic. And then we can assign these to our geometry. And let's take a look at this. So we can start to render with Karma's CPU now. And that was just left over from a previous render here. But we see we have this marble material that is now assigned to that shader ball. We can switch that over to this blue plastic here. And then could even do that red plastic. And you see that's all updating accordingly. So let's say that we want to go about making some changes. Maybe we didn't like that this blue plastic that we had on our material, we didn't like that it was super shiny. We want to come back and we want to actually make it more rough. So let's come into this blue plastic. Let's hit the specular and let's just make this more rough. And then I can come back in here and click this save to disk. Before I do that, let's actually just make sure that we unload this. So let's go back to this and let's delete out those materials. Let's make sure that we are all clean slate there. Let's click this save to disk, and it's going to go back through and it's going to re-render out a thumbnail for all of those, which I don't know how we can go about just adding like additional ones to this. If you know the answer to that, let me know without having to go back and re-render all of the different thumbnails. I'm not sure if that's something that it allows you to do, or if it's just something that you have to go through if you want to create a database file. But if we look at this, this is finished up now. We can come back to this material linker. Let's go to this open material database file. Let's click accept. And you see we have a little bit of an issue here. We now have duplicates of everything. And the reason for that is I'm assuming that it is just appending everything onto the database file. So if we look at like a reference and we bring in this USD file that's being generated in our materials folder, we can see that we have all of our different materials, which we only have a singular material for all of this. So we could come in here, do a material linker now, and we have our materials loaded up in here. We just don't look at the catalog. So if we want to actually have this without the duplicates in here, we need to come back to our file browser. And actually, if you have this loaded up, let's just do this. Once you load that up, it generates a couple of different files in there for you. So let's go ahead and just reset that back. And once we do that, those go away. Let's come in here and let's just delete both of these out of here. And let's come back through here and let's save to disk one more time here. And again, it's going to go through, it's going to have to re-render those thumbnails, and then it's going to generate the USD files and everything that we need in the database files for us based off of what we have set up in that material catalog. So we'll give this just a second. I'll let this run through. And that's done now. So let's come back to this material linker. Let's open that database file. And now we see that we have this properly with only one material here. And we can come back to that blue plastic that we changed, and we can assign that back to our shader ball. And you can see that this is now a much rougher material for us. So those changes have been updated there. So I'm not exactly sure how we can go about updating all those. And actually, I forgot to mention, I think those are all sorted into those individual folders as well that I've talked about, those toy plastic, the metal, and then the marbles. So you set those up over here with those configure primitives. But anyways, I'm not sure how you can go about just like updating individual ones with the database file. The database file seems to be encoded in something. I'm not sure exactly what it's encoded in, but it's not just like human legible. With the USD file, you can load that up and read through it and see all the different properties and make changes to the materials in like a notepad or text editor or whatever. You can do that with the USDA file, but not the not the database file. You have to decode it, and I'm not sure, like I said, which one, what encoding it uses. If you know the answer to that, feel free to let us know. Also, if you know how to update the materials without having to go through and re-render every single one, you can feel free to let me know the answer to that as well. I don't believe that you can, like if you just delete out like one of these, let's just do that for the sake of showing. Let's do the marble here. Delete that. Let's go ahead and save to disk again. Actually, before I do that, I probably just froze Houdini. All right, it came back. I'm going to delete these out. Let's go ahead and load the default material catalog. Delete those back out of the file browser off screen there, but we'll save this to disk again. And then once we do that, I should have deleted that as well, that configure primitive as well. But once we do that, give this a second. If we load that back up, see those, that's now gone. So we have to redo that. But if we were to, add that in or delete that without deleting your database file, then it has to go through, render everything out again, and then it appends all of that onto the database file, it seems. But then you get, like if you delete one, it's not actually, it'll show up in the database, but it's not actually done, like it's not actually there. Let me delete out the blue plastic. That's the way I should have done it. Let's delete these two real quick. Save to disk. Sorry, I've misremembered what I was thinking. So give this a second, generate out those thumbnails, and I'll explain what I'm talking about with the database. So now if we look here, we have those in there. I guess they're gone. Well, now I guess I'm confused. But those are in there. We've got duplicates in there, and I thought that would, oh no, sorry, the blue plastic's still there. We deleted the blue plastic. I was thinking we deleted the marble. So you can see that we have this in here, but we have this error now because it doesn't like actually exist. And if we actually look at the reference in that USD file, you can see that we only have that gold and that red plastic in there. So it doesn't actually exist, but it remains in the database file. So we're not sure what's going on with that, why it's like, I don't know, glitching out and not wanting to fully update it. I guess you have to delete that database file in order for it to fully update. But anyways, hopefully this has helped you out. This is how you set up the material catalogs, your little database files for all of your different materials, and you can go through and generate, your thumbnails and everything so that you can set this all up and have a nice little catalog. Even if you don't want to do this, like post-render script where you're creating that database file, you can still create that USDA file that's going to contain all of your different materials in there. And then you can reference that into a scene. And like I showed, use that material linker. And we have those here in our scene here, the red plastic. I can come in here and assign that to our shader ball here. And if I look at that, you see that it is assigned there. So we still can load them in that way as well, which honestly is maybe my preferred way. And then you could like do like a prune or something, right? And we could get rid of like this gold. I don't know if that's the right way to do this. But you can get rid of that stuff, whatever you don't need with that. Anyways, hopefully this has helped you out. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.